call Mary Lindsay to the stand, please. Ms. Lindsay, would you identify yourself and offer the perspective from which you're speaking?
I'm Mary Lindsay. I'm with Kansas City Move to Amend, and I am thrilled to announce that I am just now largely freed from the bounds of corporate health insurance. I reached Medicare, and I'm a very, very happy recipient. In fact, specifically, moving off of my small group private health insurance is saving $750 a month in premiums, and I've gone from a $3,000 deductible every year to $0 deductible. So I mean, this is really a personal and significant thing for me, and the thought that that Medicare would actually be jeopardized by the fiscal cliff, I just find devastating, whether it's for somebody who's actually gotten there, like I have now, or for people under 50 or whatever. Contrived emergencies, such as the fiscal cliff, are, I believe, designed to keep us focused on the calamity that might, they try to convince us, befall us if we don't do something really drastic about the deficit, the federal debt. But I think the reason for that sort of, I can't say that word, for trying to come up with things like that is to distract us from the fundamental problem. And that is rule by huge corporations. The Medicare Modification Act of 2003 is prima facie evidence of corporate rule in our country. The unnecessarily complicated and expensive program does provide medication benefit, some help for senior citizens, and I do appreciate that. But the real beneficiaries of that program are the health insurance companies and the pharmaceutical companies. The VA is able to negotiate the lowest prices on medication in the United States. And that is because the VA is big and has volume on its side, so it can negotiate well with pharmaceutical companies. But in the Medicare Part B, that act from 2003, it expressly prohibits Medicare from negotiating directly with pharmaceutical companies. That has to be done through private insurance companies. And so that means that seniors, such as myself, have to buy a Part D insurance policy in order to have any coverage of medication. Well, Medicare dwarfs the VA, and Medicare would be able to negotiate cheaper prices than the VA because it is so much bigger. But that can't be done because it's in the law. It's a really complicated thing, and I didn't appreciate it until arriving at this stage. But the deal is that a senior has to choose among 40 to 50 plans to decide what they're going to enroll in. And among all those plans, there are all of these various deductibles you can have on your medication plan, what preferred pharmacy you want, what kind of premium you want it to be, what kind of copay you want to pay. I mean, it is really complicated, and I believe unnecessarily complicated. And the other big thing in it is that the plan that you select is one that is good for whatever particular medications you are currently on. But the absurdity of that, of course, is that as soon as you get on a plan, your doctor could prescribe something completely different that isn't on your plan at all and completely raises your medication costs. It is really absurd and inefficient, and all of these great things of the marketplace I don't think really exist when it comes to insurance companies in any way in health care. So why did Congress write the bill in this way? Why didn't they do a simpler program? Why didn't they do a cheaper program? Because this plan, the way it is more expensive than it has to be for seniors and for taxpayers, because we don't need to have the insurance industry involved in it at all. That only complicates it and makes it more expensive. And why is it that they wrote it so that Medicare cannot directly negotiate the prices? This is outrageous. Well, my opinion on why it is that the law is written in the way that it is because Congress looked after the interest of their financial backers, because you know that in the United States, according to the U.S. Supreme Court, corporations are persons with constitutional rights and money equals speech. So corporations get to involve themselves very deeply in our political process, as evidenced by, well, all the elections, but especially since we have super PACs and the 501c4s in the way that we are now. I'm sorry, I'm going longer than I said I would. Anyway, I think that's what it's about, and I believe that we as citizens need to stand up, and we need to make it clear that we are the people, that corporations, whether it's health insurance corporations or whether it's energy corporations or whatever, they are not people. They shouldn't be influencing our government. That's our job, because in a democracy, the people rule. Thank you very much.